Hey, it's been a while. I know I disappeared, and but we're celebrating 5 years of the blog anniversary, and yeah, this month of June, the blog's been 5 years now. It's been an on and off, we've not been consistent, and that has always been a reflection of my writing practice itself. And one of the things I've realized and I've learned from exploring and trying out other things other than writing is that it has taught me a lot about writing itself. And I'll be reflecting the stories of that more and more on future episodes. Thank you for been supporting me all around for the past 5 years, whether you joined in year one, year two, year three, year four, year five. Thank you so much. And yes, I've been off the air for a while and I've not been consistent. I will be showing up. I know I've said that a lot of times, so right now it doesn't even make any sense. But I will be showing up. And so before I even talk about what the future plans will be, why the break? The break has been for one reason majorly, and I could tell you live, I could tell you projects, I could tell you creativity recharge and all that. But it's been that not showing up as a writer affects me showing up talking about writing, and that for me, I realized that why did I even start the brand and the podcast in the first place? It was by showing up, I could create a community and an environment and a system that would encourage me to show up as a writer, right? And so, in order to, by showing up as a blogger and a brand and showing up for other writers, I would show up for myself, and that would encourage me to also write and also publish and also put things out there. And so, right now, I do not have any excuses because now I've realized that the problems, the issues, the battles, and all those things that I think that are struggles and all those things that are obstacles, they're actually in my head, not physical. Right? I have the means to create content. I have the means to write. Now, whether the means to write excellent fiction, I don't know. But to write fiction, that I have. I can write a story and can cook up a story for you. I can cook up a poem for you. And same thing with most of you. You can write a poem. You can write a story. But the problem you have in is you don't know if it's good enough, if it's an excellent or a great piece of work. And for me, I just realized that you have to learn to write a lot. You have to write a ton of terrible work in order to figure out what is good work. And then, but most persons don't want to stick around long enough to say, okay, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, long enough. And then like, okay, yeah, this is good. This is kind of different. Yeah, it's better than the ones I usually write. Okay. And I've missed recording, I've missed showing up, right? And I want to change that. I I want to show up for you, and hopefully you show up for me. 5 years into the blog and the brand Buildwriting, what have we learned? I haven't put out the numbers or any of those things, but we've gotten listens from all over the world, and we've also reached out currently about 400 plus writers in the email list, and that read my emails when I send them and they respond to me where necessary. We've had visitors from the website. I've had someone reach out to me and they told me that they took one of my prompts and they used to start a podcast, and they write stories and then they publish it on the podcast. And I was like, wow, that's really really fantastic, right? I've reached out to him to have him be a guest on the podcast so I can interview him and talk to him about the thought process about how he created that piece of work. And if he hasn't responded to my email yet, or if he does respond, and hopefully be able to like book a time and make something work, that would be nice. And then the episode will be released on the podcast. So if you're not subscribed, if you're not following me yet, subscribe, follow me, or just join the email list. That way you never get to miss anything when it gets or it goes live. Okay, so what is my consistency looking forward towards? Because I could tell you that, oh, I will be consistent, I will show up. But guess what? That doesn't mean anything because I will show up, I will consider. What does that mean? I need something that people can hold me accountable for. So people can say, okay, yeah, this is what he said, and people can look forward to it. You can look forward to it. You can hold me accountable for it. And one of the pledge I have is a weekly episode. So the minimum episodes will be weekly, right? One episode will go live, right? So whether I have a guest or not, one episode will go live. If it was come to worse, it would just be me talking and reflecting about what to do and what it feels like not being able to show up consistently and publishing and posting. Hopefully we don't get many of those episodes, but it would be nice to just talk and explore the human experience and the fear and the self doubt and all that, and publish it. And hopefully some of the things I will talk about will resonate with you. Maybe they might not because you figure it out. But either way, I'll publish it, and if it does, it resonates. It resonates. So I'll show up consistently. So the one is once a week minimum, or twice a week for the podcast episode. So what are the structures, right? The structures will change, but for now, the structure I'm seeing will be one solo episodes of me just talking for the week, and that will either be on a Monday and then one guest interview on a Friday, right? Now, in the future, I will change the episode, but the ideal is 2 episodes in a week, right? But in the worst scenario, 1 episode in a week, right? So 2 episodes in a week, one on Monday, one on Friday. Now I could tell you the time zones when the episode will be released. Currently, like 4 p.m. for my time, but I don't know what that time will be for you. So, but it will be on a Monday. Monday, so 4 p.m. West African time. You can do on the calculations your own time to see when the episode will be live. So Monday and then Friday, an episode will go live. Right, 2 episodes every week. Okay, and yeah, so I've talked about the frequency. What else am I looking at? I'm looking at inviting podcast guests from all forms of writing, like poetry, short fiction, whether you're a literary magazine editor, whether you've written works and submitted and nobody has accepted your work. I love us to have a discussion about it, chat about it. Like think of it as a friend and like, oh yeah, you've been rejected a ton of times. Nobody has accepted your work. Is your work that terrible? Let's talk about it. Right? Friendly, casual, supportive way. And then, of course, if your work has been accepted in a ton of magazines and reputable magazines, I'd love for us to talk about it too. And if you write for yourself and you don't really care about publishing a work, I'd love for us to talk about it. If you are a thought leader in the space, I'd love for us to talk about it. If you're a publisher, editor, writer, poet, whatever the title or the case might be. But if you are a literary and you love literary writing, creative fiction, and poetry, spoken word, all that, right? I would love to have you on the podcast. The question is, well, am I an expert? No. The question is, are you passionate about the subject? Do you love it? Do you practice it? Let's chat about it. Right. Yeah. Let's have a chat. It's not like, oh, quote unquote, I want to interview you because you are the guru in the street. Of course, if you're a guru in the field, that would be nice. Reach out to me and I'd love to interview you. But I'm interviewing because this is like a fellow writer like me, and I want to have a chat with you and then share that chat with other fellow writers. Reach out to me, and the links, the appropriate links will be in the description for you to contact me to be a guest on the podcast. Now, I have a plan for a book club. Now, the thing about book club is that books itself, it's very broad. There's so many categories. I don't even know what that will look like. But I have plans for a book club, right? Now, more important, before the book club, the plan I have is a community. I'm thinking of creating a community, right? Okay. Let me take it slowly, one step at a time. Let's talk about the book club and then I'll talk about the community. So I have plans for a book club, like a book club, and the rough idea I'm having, right? I said rough idea, it's not yet finalized, is the book will be released in the month, and then we'll talk about the book, we'll read about the book, and we'll analyze the books and all that. And we have this group club, virtual group club where people can tune in wherever you are and just have discussions about fellow-minded people, about the things you love, and just chat, right? And it doesn't have to be big, but it's there. Everybody show up consistently. I'm thinking about once a month, so I don't know how frequent a book club is supposed to be. Okay. The other thing I'm thinking of is a spoken word community. I love poetry, but I also love spoken word, and so I love a community where it's an open mic where people can show up and they can test their craft, they can test their material and see what works, see what doesn't work, and get feedback, workshop ideas, brainstorm ideas, and attempt poetry for the first time, see what it feels like, right? Because right, okay, having open mic, there's so many logistics with having physical open mics. They're incredible, right? They're incredible. Physical open mics, they're incredible. But there's so many logistics, and so we'll be doing spoken word community, right? So the major thing is we want to have communities, right? Right, and I don't know what the technical aspects of having that become a reality would look like, but the idea is to have a community, right? And that is a group for writers to communicate, to chat, to support one another, right? And I'm still figuring out the logistics, but that will be rolled out. And of course, I would love to get your feedback on what kind of community you love to use. As if you have any suggestions or ideas for me, let me know. You can email me and or click on any of the link to contact me in the show notes. Now, other projects and pipelines I'm thinking of doing workshops, looking for niche specific experts in terms of specific industries and specific things, and having them do a workshop and walk us through some of the things that they know and they really good at, and yeah, and then we get to ask them questions. Okay, so I'm thinking of that. Okay, so what do I want? What do I want you to do. I want you to follow the podcast if you're not yet following the podcast. Share it with your friend that's interested in writing. Leave us a review on whatever podcast platform you leave a review. And if you, yeah, that's what I want you to do. And if you have ideas, crazy ideas, no matter how crazy, normal, or abnormal they might be, message me. You can send me a voice message or message me via email or on social media, depending on what works for you. But email, I will always get that one. That one's sure. Voice memo, I will always get that. Social media, I might not. Okay, so message me. I'd love to hear your opinions, your thoughts, and feedback. So once again, episodes will be going live Monday and Friday, twice a week. Yeah, just decided on that. Monday and Friday, twice a week. Subscribe, rate, and share this episode. And until next time, you'll be listening to Mechi. This has been the Build Writing Podcast. I'll see you in the next episode.